Rolex written there. That got my attention. And it says here, repair by Rolex, Omega, Breitling, Tag Heuer. And Matt Stevens is in there. Thailand, they've got some Rolex parts and watchmakers checking out Matt's Ticino, and seeing if the sharp mesh bracelet can be adjusted. Matt needs to have it cut.
You like vintage, second-hand vintage? Sorry? You like second-hand watch vintage?
Yeah, we like secondhand watches.
Oh.
Yeah, we think they're cool.
I love secondhand watches. Do you have any Rolexes?
Rolex.
Rolex watches?
แต่ขอแต่
Yes. Where?
Wish I had my glasses so I could actually see. It's so hard to see. Do you do watch repair? Any like I'll show you.
Repair.
I have
You have?
a band. You see this?
Oh.
And I want to fit,
Uh-huh.
but it's too big.
Uh-huh.
I need to cut.
Okay.
Could you do that? You can. Yeah. So I'm not sure how many to cut.
You can. You.
Yeah, I could take this off.
Oh, any.
Tomato. So it's like
Yes.
yeah, I just want to see like how many. I'm not sure. I don't know how many to do. You know?
Small.
Yeah.
You want small.
So
อันนี้ไม่ได้ can small no can
can't cut.
no have slide
Yeah, that's no problem.
So you work on Rolexes, and you take it apart, clean,
clean yes I clean
and what else?
about I can make 1 hour
Okay, you can do it. So take it apart, clean, check time. You said, and for Rolex, how much to do that?
clean
6,000 baht.
inside I check กระปุก แล้วก็6,000นะครับเช็ค inside
Okay.
เช็ค this กระปุกวันก็
So at least from 6,000, 9,000, 10,000 baht. Okay, that's about 300 USD.
ชิปแบงคอก
Yeah.
yeah ชิปช็อปชิป
What's your favorite Rolex?
ฮะ
What's your favorite Rolex?
Rolex
Yeah. What do you like?
Which number one?
อ๋อ
What is number one Rolex?
What do you like the most?
Daytona
Daytona? Daytona's your. Can you take apart a Daytona?
can make Daytona can make
Wow. Okay.
ทองโก้ can make Daytona
So what about this? Is the
Explorer.
Explorer?
Yeah.
Is this a okay Rolex?
GMT Rolex นี่ Rolex
Yeah.
Explorer GMT
So is your favorite brand Rolex?
ฮะ
Your favorite watch?
Number one brand.
Yeah.
Number one brand.
You like
Thailand นะ
you like Omega or Rolex
no
or
Pattaya.
ปาเต้ WC
Patek?
yeah Thailand
You-
เอาพี่แจ๊คคุยกับเขาดิ
You like Patek? Hello. Hi.
Patek Philippe.
You've got
Yeah,
a
but-
Rolex on her wrist. All right. Hi. Do you work here?
พี่แจ๊ครู้จักเขาเนี่ยเขาจะมาดูโอเม
Can,
ก้าได้กี่บาท
we want to check out this watch here.
Yeah, copy.
So-
Lots of copies here.
Quartz copy, yes.
yes copy good copy
There's a bug inside it. See it?
You're right.
Because it's not waterproof. You go And it's clearly not bug proof.
All right, so this is a quartz date just. Obviously it's a copy, but I think he is doing a little bit of work on it. There's the quartz movement.
Ladies date just. Ladies, oyster core. Ladies.
All right, so they have this, but this part's coming apart, and where you check for the number, it's completely gone. So I'm not convinced that this is real.
Yeah, there's no way to know.
And this is very suspect that this has come apart like that. I don't know. Let's compare the one in my room to this. In fact,
do you have it with you?
No, it's in the room. But if you look right here, I think it's not leather. So look at this, Matt. Does this look like leather to you right here?
No.
I believe this is not real. Is it wine and everything?
This is winding.
And this is 28,000 baht, which is about 1,000 bucks.
Yeah, a little under $1,000.
All right, let's try it on rest. Is it ticking?
It is. So I'm gonna take my Ticino off. Come on, baby. And perfect fit.
All right, man. This is what Matt would look like in the 70s. I wonder how accurate this watch is. All right, guys, what do you think? Pretty retro. So you said that the winding had a zippy sound to it?
Yeah, you wind it, it's got a zzz.
This has no screw down crown?
No, it's a pull.
Okay. Yeah,
that?
that does have a...
It's very strange. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You don't know
definitely
if it's supposed to be there
Yeah,
or if it
right.
just needs a serious overhaul.
Very zippy sound. I mean,
It's very 70s sounding.
yeah. Well, it's smooth, but it feels like there might be a lack of quality there. But this is Geneva, Swiss made. I mean, kind of a cool watch. I think it needs some work. It's got some like staining around the outside of the chapter ring, kind of between the crystal and where the chapter ring is. You see that? Some staining and but you got the Omega logo and definitely not a screw down crown. This looks like just one of those pry crowns.
Yep. That's a pressure case bag,
Yeah.
so we can just pop it right off. I'd be very curious to see what is inside.
Yeah, I think 1,000 is
Pushing it.
pretty hopeful, but
Very.
who knows? So the owner's wife just popped in, and she brought a briefcase full of watches. So instantly, check out how this case looks. All of a sudden, we're in business.
Yep.
All right, let's look at what we have. That's a vintage Tissot chronograph. Now, the thing to keep in mind about these watches is that it's tough to know how much of it's original, whether it runs well, whether it needs an overhaul. That's an Omega Seamaster. Quite a few vintage Omegas here. And it's an interesting bunch of watches, but they all tended to be overpriced. And like I said, you don't know how original it is, or whether it's a Frankenwatch, or whether it's got a few aftermarket parts, or it's just filled with aftermarket parts. You don't know the service history. You don't know how it runs. So considering the price of these, I think I would just I would just go to some place and either pay more or, to be honest, similarly priced pieces and have that peace of mind. You know, some of these watches, like that blue one right there, you couldn't set it or you couldn't wind it. There was some issue with it. And you got to wonder how this shop acquired these watches. Those are very 70s looking Omegas. Here are a couple of mid-tier chronographs. As far as Pattaya, Thailand goes, this is pretty much the pinnacle of watch shopping, what we're looking at here. You know, there are not a lot of secondhand shops, but when you do find them, they're filled with these pieces that are kind of suspect, a little bit overpriced, and nothing you'd feel comfortable buying. As far as buying new, there's no high-end shops. There's no Rolex AD or Omega or Patek or anything like that. If you want to go new, you can find Citizen, Casio, Seiko. Probably the best thing you could find is a sub-$500 Seiko diver. We saw a couple of real GMT Master 2s on some punters' wrists, but most of the Rolexes you see are fakes, or as they call them, copies here. A lot of people selling copies in the street, and they have their copies worked on. You'll see that at the end of this video. And we did find one Rolex that this shop was selling, and they said it was real. I'll let you guys be the judge.
19.
And so, how much
really
is this?
Cool. 19,000, so about 650.
Okay, 19,000. Yeah,
But
about 600 USD.
I can feel in how when it winds, there's a lot of resistance. So that movement's going to need it'll need a complete overhaul. The band has a great deal of stretch, but it has not been overly polished. It's definitely been polished before, but it's not been polished to within an inch of its life.
Okay. Yeah, it's got a very 70s look to it.
Oh yeah.
Let's look at it again.
Yeah, here you can see it's just all polished. There's supposed to be a difference here in the brushing versus the polishing. So at one point someone just pulled it apart and did a quick
So it's
polish.
supposed to be a combination of brush and polish.
Yeah.
The top part brushed,
You see the top part's brushed.
and on the side of the case as well?
This is supposed to be brushed.
Okay, on the top. In fact, some of it still kind of looks half brushed.
Yeah, it was basically a quick,
Yeah.
what I call a con job.
And then this is supposed to be like it is polished.
Yeah,
The
so
bottom part.
unfortunately, that would have to be taken care of. You could see here it's all been polished this way even. So.
Yeah, if you got that piece, it would just be a wearing piece. I mean, you wouldn't look at it as like a collector's piece.
No, not really, but I would still send it in, have a complete overhaul done.
How much would you pay for that?
I have to do the research. I don't think it's worth $650 in this condition.
I don't think it is either.
I think it's like a $400 watch. About $400.
Yeah, at best, maybe working well.
Because you're going to spend about
$1,000 on the overhaul. Well,
no.
300
If you go to
maybe.
Omega, but no, if you can, there's a lot of guys out there because it has your basic ETA movement. You can probably get this done completely for $500. So you spend $500
So that'd be
for the overhaul, $400 for the watch. You're talking $900. So let's say $1,000.
Yeah, it'd be well
Now
over 1,000
you
to get
can
it.
find these in really great condition for that price. So why not just buy one that's already fantastic?
Yeah.
So these are fun for beaters. When you get them and they're really mint, though, they look amazing.
Is that a water-resistant watch?
Barely. No, not really. I mean,
Yeah, well, with this vintage
by
style,
modern
it's
standards,
probably not.
no, it's splash-proof. I forget the ATM rating, but it's minimal. This is from the era when Omega stopped making waterproof watches.
That was a mistake.
That was the 70s. That was the 70s.
You can wind it, but you can't change the time.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the only men's date chest that they have. Let's check it out. All right, guys, so this is a two-tone. It's got the Jubilee dial, diamond bezel. Now, it's already ticking, but let's just unscrew this and wind it. Okay. Okay, really grindy line. Definitely some weirdness going on in there. At best, it needs a major overhaul. At worst,
It's not even a Rolex movement.
exactly. So, well, first of all, I didn't actually unscrew it. Let's try to screw down the crown. Okay. Well, let me try that again. All right. Well, it screws down unlike any Rolex that I know of. Let's listen to the tick. It's tough to hear in Rolex, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, okay, well, the case looks good. The back of the case looks good. Definitely polished. And yeah, the lugs and the links, not the links, what is it? The end links look fine. You know, I would love to be able to say like this is either real or not real, but I really can't tell. But I'm pretty sure that the diamond dial is not correct because you see the space right there.
Yep.
And Rolex would never let that happen. But
Yeah, it's an aftermarket bezel.
yeah, for sure.
Until you pull the case, the case back off, there's
Yeah.
just no way to know.
Well, what I was trying to do is, listen to the beat because Rolex has a real, I mean, it's really fast. It's 28,800,
Yeah.
Beats per hour.
Yep.
And if they stick just a regular mechanical but not high beat movement in, it's going to have that slower tick. So that's what I was listening for. And I'm not hearing what I need to hear, so it's a little too noisy for that.
Yeah.
But how much is the watch? So how much is this one?
17,500.
17,000 baht.
500.
Is it real?
Yes.
Yes. 17,500 baht. Okay. So that's $500.
$572.
So this.
Doesn't sound right.
So maybe she means 5,000. I'm not sure. Well, if she's really wants 500 for it, then that's telling. I don't think she knows what she has, but.
Yeah, but could be something lost in translation here.
Yeah, but look, what's going on there? Do you see that?
I do.
Real gold doesn't do that.
No, it does not.
So that's and look,
That looks like a gold tone.
yeah, and it looks like it's changing color. Okay, so it looks like there are a lot of red flags here.
It could be a Franken watch.
Yeah, I think there might.
Franken
Right.
Rolex.
Yeah, there might be even the the dial. Look at the dial. Does this really? I mean, really look at it deeply. I mean, does it? It looks a little off. It doesn't look really high quality to me.
Because I don't have my glasses, I can't be sure. But at this, I'm just going to say not real.
Yeah. Well,
Not genuine.
my new loop is doing a hell of a job sitting in Tokyo right now.
Yeah,
that's for
right?
sure.
So the thing is, this is where the average person gets fooled. Now I'm sure there are people who are going to watch this video on YouTube and will immediately say yay or nay. They will know without question.
Well, also look down at the Swiss-made T. Can you see that? Let's zoom in. Where? Do you see? Look at Swiss-made T. Do you see that? It's marred. I mean, even the bezel, not the bezel, the dial.
Even the magnification seems wrong. Look at the 19. I don't think that's a full magnification that you would get on the Rolex.
Right, but if you look at the 6, look at where it should say T. What does it say? T Swiss T or something, or T Swiss-made T.
Mm-hmm.
And look at it. Do you see that? It's like they tried to stamp it, but they didn't quite succeed.
Yeah.
So, I think, yeah.
I think that we can safely say not real.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because they got the stamps on the end links, but I don't know if the numbers are right, but they're stamped. 455B, but they're not even stamped in like a symmetrical way. It's like the numerals or the numbers are too close together. All these like little.
It has a lot of little
things.
tells.
Yeah.
Yep, it has some tells. I think that in this case you
Well,
have
also-
a variety of Omegas that are real about the Rolex.
Look at that. I mean, shouldn't
That crown is crooked. When you look at it at this angle, the crown is crooked.
Well, that could be the way I'm holding it, but where you screw it down, that should come out a little bit more. And when you screw it down, it takes. It's not even. You don't even have to turn it 10%. How do you say that? Probably 10 degrees, and it locks. Okay, so I'm winding it. Okay, very, very strange wind. But then when I screw it down, when it catches, you have to just like 10 degrees and it catches. In fact, it doesn't even really catch. I mean, I've never. Yeah, I can't even screw this down now.
No, because it's not the real deal.
Yeah. All right. So how many baht is this? How much baht? Again, tell me one more time. How much?
โอ้เอาเครื่องที่เรียกให้พี่หน่อยที่โอ๊ต
How much baht?
Okay. Okay, so that's the price for that.
Yeah.
Here, you gonna
Yeah, $572.
All right, guys. Wow. That Rolex was around 500 USD. What a deal. Well, I think there's a saying, if it's too good to be true,
It's
it
not.
just might be too good to be true. And I think that is a case of it being too good to be true. Got another watch shop here, but I don't think we're going to find any Rolexes. This is like,
Citizen.
yeah, Citizen and I'm sure Casio. Yep, it's got some Casio stuff.
Seiko.
Should we pop in and see the Seiko?
No, we should get some mango with sticky rice.
All right, Matt spotted a rose gold president. And then this is a Panerai, yes?
Big Pattaya. Which one? He knows what he's doing. Look how good he is.
Right, so he's also working under the glass, a GMT Master 2 movement. There it is, under the glass right there.
Undoubtedly not real.
And then there's the case over there. Bracelet, bezel, and sapphire glass included. Although my guess is it's not sapphire glass.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, guys, check this out. This is under this dome right here. This is an Explorer 2 movement. There's the case.